Hello and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today, I'm going to do these two Missouri Lace Agate. Let me wet them down here real quick before I do that. They're not really going to be good for making cabs out of. They're just too soft in places. But they do look good. This is the one I don't want to. I can't really cut all of this off because I'll lose some of my lines down here at the bottom, and all of this is smoky quartz, citrine colored smoky quartz, and it's just too hard to polish. Plus it's all beat up on the top, so you can't really do much with it. I can't do much with this one either because I couldn't just go straight across, so I'm just going to make flat samples out of them. I'm not going to mess with the outside edges on any of them. I've got 3 of them here. I may work on this one too, but I don't know. I may have to cut this section off just because it won't polish. It's thinner than the rest. And at least on that end. Ha! Took care of that situation. I will polish this one today. My citrine quartz laying over there. And I'm just going to do this starting at the 280 and work my way down. That way I don't... This one's too wide to go on the steel discs, but these ones will work. But I won't need to because they're... I can't see hardly any... I can't see any saw marks on them, except this one's got a few, but they're not too bad. There's a little bit of a gouge down here at this end. And I think this one had a, no, I guess it didn't. I'm not going to worry about that little section right there. You can see it's not going all the way out across in through there, but this is still the same size, just about. But I'm just going to polish up to it. I'm not going to polish over the edge of it, down around the outside edge down here where it's still chipped off. And I don't want to knock that piece off because I think that looks cool too. It's dried out again, hasn't it? Okay, here we go. Let's get started. I guess I don't need all 3 of them in my hand. Guess I'll start on the one I just broke, just to get it over with. I don't imagine they're going to take very long. If this goes fast enough, I may just go ahead and get the rest of them out of there. Although I don't think I'll have time for all of the rest of them. I've got quite a few in there. And so that's why I chose this stuff. I didn't realize it was going to be that hard to polish until I got it. I cut it open and I made a few cabs out of it, but I don't really care for them much. It's not really, as you can see now, you can see all the gaps in the quartz up there, all the little bugs and chipped out areas and all that. And I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot with that. Let me get it wet again. At least if it's wet and doesn't have a whole lot of water, you'll be able to see them. I can't get the reflection off of it. without wetting it down. But it's just that upper part. Now if I could take all of it off, but there's like a separation in the quartz up here at this top band and a little bit of it. Actually it goes all the way across. So that may be a soft spot. Plus there's two fractures coming down in it here and here. There's pits all through that lace agate too. But it does look good. I've got to admit that. That was ready to go to the next wheel. I think what I'll do is the same way as I did with the picture jasper. I'll just go ahead and polish these, and if I get more of them, I'm just going to film the first one, and then I'll just add all of the others on there at the end, rather than trying to break it all up, speed it all up and all that good stuff. I'll just make it where it's a lot easier for you guys to stomach. Okay. Pretty good shine on it. Stop looking over your glasses. For all the pits in it, I'm surprised it's shining as good as it is. Not really. I've gotten the other ones to shine like this too, but it surprised me the first time, and it's never stopped surprising me since. You can see all the pits and places where it's breaking out sand and soft spots and gaps, especially this gap right here above this top line. You can see all that going across there. I don't think it's a fracture where it would break off. Simply because it looks like some of the quartz comes down inside underneath, back in behind, and that darker line below the separation there. I like the looks of this agate. It's just so busted up. But now that's it for that one. So I'll go ahead and shut this camera off, and I'll come back once I get them polished. As quick as that one went, I think I'll just go ahead and polish all the ones I got left in there, depending on how many I got. I didn't really count them when I was in there in my box that I got them in. But I'll show them all to you at the end. Okay, I'm back. Here's the first one I got done. I'll push up my glasses. They got pits all over them. I think if you dropped them, they might chip off some of that quartz. May even break. But I'm not going to sell them for much anyway. They're just going to It's just going to be samples because I can't really do anything with them. Now they are hard enough. There's the second one I did. Well, I don't know if it's the second one. I don't know what. Wait a minute. Before I go too far, let me show a close-up on this. Let me back that out just a touch. So you can see the pits and soft spots and cleavage planes on the fracture or on the crystals. Some of these aren't as good looking as the others. This is the first one I did. You can see why I didn't want to make a cab out of it. I couldn't have. I could have ground on that till there was nothing left, and those soft spots and cleavage planes would all still been there. There's the second one. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 7, but this one's so small and so thin. Well, let me stop looking through the stone and look beside the stone or underneath the stone. I'm just going to tumble this one because it's not going to be, and I'm not going to polish the back of that. That's the end cut. That's what it is. That's the weathered part, and that's the cut part. Okay, now let's get back to this one. This is the second stone. I showed it to you, but I didn't leave it there long enough for you to get a good look at it. There's the back side. I'm going to do these on one camera first. There's the third one. The white spot there looked like a dull spot. I had to look at it again to make sure. There's the other side. Those spots were harder than the ones on the other, some of the other ones I've done. That's the third one. Oh, that's getting to my shoulder. There's the fourth one. This only took me about 4 hours to do all of these. There's the other side. There's the fifth one. There's the back side of it. Kind of like this one, where that pattern goes up in the middle. And here's the last one. It's not the last one I did, but it's the last one I'm going to show you because it's the last ones. It's not these weren't in the order they were done. I think I started with the first one, but other than that, I wasn't worried about it because I only showed footage of the first one, and that's all it's going to be footage of is just the first one. I'll split it up, let you know things that I got to look out for and that type of stuff. I'll show you on that one, but the rest of them are basically the same thing, different day. This side I think looks better than the other side. This side here doesn't have as many pits up here in this section up here, but this side does. It's got splits in the crystals and fractures, because it's right in here is where the back side of the other one is. But you got splits going down through there. Okay, now I've already shown the first one on this other camera, and I didn't show this one. This is the end piece. That's the weathered side. This is the one I'm going to just throw in the tumbler. Because it's so thin. Not as thin on that end as it is on the agate end. But I don't think it'll make a good sample. There's the, oh, what I didn't show you on the first camera, I set this one up where you could set it on something to display it. I'd evidently cut something off of the end of that. Show it on this other camera. I don't know if it's anything you'd want down low enough where some kid could knock it over, or where a breeze could knock it over. And you might not even want to set it up, but I'd cut this end off. I think there was a break there, because I think it was a fracture, but it almost looked like a cut, but it was crooked. So I thought, what the heck, straighten it out. And you notice there aren't any pits, that many pits on that side. That looks like straight up solid agate all the way across. And I know it's not, because this from right there down is all quartz, but it's just solid quartz. There's only only like one crack in it, and a couple up here where the crystals, some other crystals come on, overlapped these ones that were broken or cut. But it's pretty cool agate. I kind of like this one. Might as well show that while I got it in my hand to this camera. So this camera, I can use that light on my flat lap to show you better without blinding you from the LEDs flashing back at you. At least you've got this outside part of the ring that's not blinding you anyway. Or the shade, I should say. Okay, here's the third one. Kind of like this one where the agate comes up like this. I think this is the second cut. When I get done here too, I'm going to show you those samples I made. I've got 3 of them sitting over there that I made. And there we go, right light. Like I said, I like the looks of these. I just wish I could make cabs out of them. Wish they were more solid and didn't have all that pitting and all that in them. I keep wanting to move it away. I've got a little arrow thing on the right side of the screen. Got all these shortcuts on this on my view screen, on my monitor screen, and I keep trying to keep the stone out of the way from those, thinking they're going to block it off. At least that's my instinct anyway. It makes me think that you're not going to be able to see it because I got that sitting over top of it. There's the fifth one. And that's not counting the end piece. But you can see all the fractures here where the quartz was busting up. There's the other side of it. And here's the sixth one. This one wasn't broke like that until I hit it. I hit it on purpose because I knew it was going to break. I could see the fracture was pretty loose. Matter of fact, I threw the piece that came off of it was all quartz. Because the quartz had wrapped around the end down there, down here. There's the other side. Excuse me, I don't know if I showed it to you or not. I just ate supper a little bit ago, just give me the hiccups. But anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Excuse me. I figure this one's going to be short. I think the one I did last night, or one I edited last night, was the. I put them all over there. Was the picture Jasper? I just took the rest of the cabs, or slabs, I should say. Took the rest of the slabs that I got from it and just made samples out of them. I didn't round off a couple of them, but I rounded off some of the others. But anyway, that video will be out before that. Excuse me. Got the hiccups now. That video will be out before the other ones, or before this one. Oh, telemarketers. All from New York, or Texas, or Carbondale. Just down the road. I know they've got a call center in Carbondale, so I used to have to drive by it every night on the way to work. But anyway, I don't remember what I was saying now. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment. Excuse my hiccups. Scare me. Holler at me through the camera. Maybe they'll go away. If I can hear it, I'd be surprised. Leave a comment, any comment. I like comments. I haven't got very many. And I think I lied. I think one of the last videos I said I thought I'd only had about 6. Well, I've had about 15. I just misplaced, or just didn't scroll down very far. But anyway, you guys have a good day. Take care. And excuse my hiccups again. And have a good day.